What's going on, everyone? I want to do a little trade recap on a stock that I put in the Evolution Traders Discord for the gold members. Yesterday, I was looking at NVIDIA. I understood we had CPI data numbers come in, but if the market was able to open up flat or maybe a little bit red, I could have seen a little bit of a reversal there on a trap going red to green, and that's exactly what happened. And we actually opened up underneath the level that I was looking at on NVIDIA. I played NVIDIA. It was a hell of a trade, hell of a long today. The stock was absolutely on fire. That, along with Tesla, was absolutely a complete monster. Even though the index is finished somewhat flat, you had individual names that were moving like freaking hotcakes, right? So the level that I had on the video was 221. Over 221, we're going to go long. Everyone in Gold Members Discord should have been long on the video over 221. If you were not, I do not know why that you were not long on the 221, right? You have to have confidence in the technicals. It was right there in the chart laid out in the video for you. So what I'm looking at here, looking at the past 2 days here on NVIDIA, stuck in between a tight range. Now, NVIDIA has already been an absolute rock star all of 2023. This little bit of a 2-day pullback here into the 10-day rising moving average here, closed above it, held, and we were kind of trapped underneath the 5. So that's why I put this 221 level. You can see the price point here of around 220.80 on that top wick there. So anything over 220.80 should have been a go, right? So that level that I put in of 221 was an absolute 100% winner. So if we kind of look at where we stopped at today, we stopped at these previous channels going back to the 8th and the 9th here on NVIDIA, and you can see that 230 level. This ran 9 points and actually ran more because we were lower than that to start the day. If I can just kind of pull up the hourly chart here to kind of see exactly what NVIDIA did from the open here in pre-market. So we had that CPI data number that came out pre-market here. We had a little bit of a wash down on the 1-hour chart to the 150-day simple moving average. This is a little bit of an indecision candle here that we had at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We didn't really go higher, we didn't really go lower, but what we did was kind of set us up with a good line in the sand to the top side as well as to the bottom here, so that if we really started to build below, we could have actually had some more kind of continued momentum to either side of the direction. But realistically, once we kind of held this bottom area here, trapped these shorts right off of the open, you have to understand, a little bit hard to kind of just go short unless you're a hyper scalper where you're just going to get in, you're going to get out, because of this big dog 200-day moving average down here that was sitting at around 210. So if we kind of look at what we did to the upside here, as soon as we realistically got over these pre-market levels, these CPI numbers here in the morning, that 221 area, it absolutely exploded into the L50 here, which is the linear regression channel 50, and that supply zone was sitting at around 227. So even 226, 227 was a hell of a trade. Should have been some take profit area. Kind of did pull back into the rising support here, which is a 5-day moving average. Guys, technicals, look at how well all of these moving averages are fanned out. They're not doing all this spaghetti noodle type of crap. What they're doing is they're starting to lay on top of each other, which is always extremely bullish. Bullish, guys. So as we pulled into the 5-day moving average, we kind of quickly tested this and kind of just slowly floated all the way up into 220.50 into the close. And I actually, because I already took that long early in the day, I was actually trying to short that 229, 230 on common shares, right? I was trying to get a little bit of a scalp into the close, ended up just getting stopped out for about $1. Nothing much on that because I was kind of playing with profits there towards the end of the day. You can see here currently in the after hour session, we're kind of just floating between the 230.50 high as well as this 228.50 area that we kind of broke out from here on the L50. So if you kind of look at that here, anything below the L50 of 220.50 does have room to kind of back us into 225, which again, completely healthy, completely bullish for the stock. So if we do have a little bit of a rest day on a stock like NVIDIA, look for that 226 area to kind of hit and take your profits there. But again, a hell of a move. We do have more potential upside over 230.49 on NVIDIA all the way into 235. So we still got another 4 or 5 points worth of room if the bulls really want to get going. Now, we kind of did hit that upper expected market makers range. They were giving NVIDIA, I think, 12 or 13 points to close on Friday. So we could pull back into the range, so everything can get covered. I could see that happening. So let's just keep an eye on the hourly candles. Anything below 228.50, potentially we could take that short down into that 225. Or if the market wants to continue to run and really get outside that expected range, let's get along over 230.56. and let's kind of ride this into 234, 235 area. Hope this video helps. Hope you guys made a lot of money. If you didn't, it's okay. Get in Evolution Traders. Let's figure out what you're doing wrong. More than likely, if you're constantly losing money or you can't find consistency, one, you have a small account, so you're trying to hold moves longer than you should. Two, you have a lot of anxiety and FOMO. Okay. Three, you don't understand technical analysis and you don't know where to buy and where to sell. Where should you be taking profits? Three, you don't have a realistic expectation as to how much money you can actually make based on your position sizing. For example, I see people buying, 1-2 options contracts at $300-400 and they want to make $1,000. The odds of that happening are there, but very, very slim. Okay, so if you're going in 1-2 contracts, you're going in $200-300 worth of premium, let's look to make $50-60, and let's keep doing that over and over and over. Let's keep our risk to around $50-60-70 max, right? If we got $1,000 account, let's not risk more than $50-60 on that potential trade. If we're wrong, we're wrong. There's always going to be another potential trade. We can just hop back into something else. Again, if you're worried about PDT rule and you can't really trade, I've got two options for you. One, switch over to a broker that allows a cash account with options, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. I use them all the way up until I had over $25,000 in my account and I could day trade on a day-and-day basis. Now I'm well over 25,000, so I don't really have to worry about that. Or get funded with a prop firm. I've got a great prop firm for you guys that will allow you to trade equities, which means shares, and they will allow you to trade some of the big dog names like Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft, so forth and so forth. If you guys want more information on that, leave me a comment down below. I'll get you guys hooked up with a prop firm that you guys can actually trade stocks and shares with. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Hope you guys all have a good one.